Alright, we're still looking at our main work area and this section of the garage. And there's definitely a lot of potential for increased efficiency and more storage space and even more workspace. We just got done talking about maybe some shelving options for that work table. Probably won't do much more with that table as things seem to fit pretty well underneath that. I could easily move some of that stuff elsewhere and open up a little bit of space. But again, going back to wall space, there's definitely a lot of room to add some shelves, some pegboard, or any other number of brackets or hangers for things. And I could probably stand to replace that little cabinet with something a little bigger and better as well. But I'll have to keep my eyes open for something like that. Another area of the space, this one definitely has a lot of potential as well, is the corner of the shop. For one, it's got quite a bit of light from those lights. I could easily add another one as there is an open outlet on that duplex up there. So I could easily add another one and perhaps position my belt sander and that scroll saw where those dressers currently are. So one of my plans is definitely to get rid of those, or at the very least move them down into the basement once I get that reorganized a little bit and finish hanging the drywall and things of that nature. Same goes for that big electrical box there. I don't think it's really doing a lot of good in the garage, as it's really just taking up space. I had plans to possibly turn that into a tool cabinet or some kind of safe, as it is very heavy and durable, as well as weather tight and lockable. But I don't know if I want to sell it and get rid of it, maybe put the money towards some tools, or at the very least I think I'd rather move it into my basement, into one of the bedrooms or one of the bedroom closets, at which point I could easily make that into some kind of storage cabinet or safe. And this freezer is actually something I'm holding for a friend while they do some work on their basement. So this is by no means a permanent fixture, and I think at the very least I could remove this and put it in my basement until my friend's ready to come and get it. And just removing those items out of this corner will free up quite a bit of square footage and area, both for maybe a work table along this wall and a work area for maybe my belt and disc sander and some other tools under that window there. And ideally I would like to line this whole wall with work tables, as well as maybe some shelves and things of that nature, just so I have kind of a dedicated work area along the front end of the shop where most of the lights are and where all of my major tools are. And I think that will increase efficiency quite a bit as well. And putting another table there, again, I could easily put storage underneath it. I could put storage above it. I could dedicate it as a station for various tools and really free up a lot of workspace for me to get some work done and use my tools. So that's definitely some ideas I'm toying with there. And then going back along this wall again, I was thinking at first that I was kind of thankful for that shelf, just as a place to store stuff. But looking at it now and thinking about it, it's a pretty inefficient design. There's a lot of open space there, a lot of wasted area. And I think the best bet for me to do would be simply to scrap that whole shelf and put some built-ins on the walls, maybe mount some brackets to the walls, make some shelves, make some lumber racks, maybe a little bit closer to the ceiling and out of the way. And I could really probably double the storage space just in that area right there by rebuilding some better shelves that are a little bit closer together. So that would definitely free up a lot of storage space, as well as maybe a couple square feet in front of it to maybe put some other things. So that's definitely something I'll probably work on in the near future. I could even repurpose the plywood that is lining the shelves right now is shelf liners that are mounted to the wall. So definitely something to consider and keep in mind there. And on a similar thought, back in that corner, there's a lot of wasted area, wasted space. A lot of junk that I really need to just throw away. And I even have some shelf brackets on the wall already where I was going to put some shelves. So I could easily do that and make that a lot more efficient, and probably even get rid of that metal shelf as it's kind of a piece of junk and not doing a whole lot for me anyway. So just that in and of itself would free up a lot of space, create a lot of storage, and I really need to reorganize that corner of the shop as well. I definitely want to keep a work table there of some kind, or a workbench, because I have lighting over there. But I definitely need to reconfigure those shelves, clean those up, maybe replace that lower one as it's just a piece of sagging particle board. But I'd like to replace that whole workbench into something a lot more sturdy and a lot flatter, and something I could mount a better vise to. And then I could easily make a better storage system underneath by replacing that. So kind of in general, I really want to reconfigure all the wall space, all the current shelves and nail boards, maybe redo those to better suit my needs and to be more efficient. I'd definitely like to get some more storage as far as building shelves, maybe getting some tool cabinets, some tool chests, building some more tables, both for workspace and for storage and for tool storage. And I could easily remove a lot of the junk that's in here and free up a lot of space just by either moving it to a different part of my house or getting rid of it altogether. And kind of on the same note of the basement, I was thinking earlier that once I get all my drywall hung and everything finished out, I may have enough space left over to dedicate a whole room. There's one smaller room in the corner of my basement that doesn't have any natural light because the outer window is under an addition or a crawl space. So that being said, I could probably make that a dedicated finishing room since it is climate controlled. And I could maybe build some work tables in there, maybe keep my buffer in there, get another couple buffers and tools for finishing, and stuff that I could easily clean up after, even small drill presses and things like that, and some clamps and vices. And I'm thinking about maybe dedicating a room in my basement for things like that, and just for projects in general, like some electronics repair that I do from time to time, and other projects. And that'll definitely give me a better climate-controlled environment to work in. Just get a little bit more consistency and maybe a more comfortable workspace. So that's definitely something I'm thinking about as well. And not only will that increase my workspace just by adding an extra room in my house to what I have in my garage already, but it will also free up a lot of space in this garage with tools that I can then transfer to that room. So that's definitely something I'm thinking about. It'll probably be the same room that I move that electrical box to as well if I don't end up selling that. Still debating that. I could probably get a few $100s for that, at least, if I could find a buyer. So just things I'm thinking about. There's lots of options, lots of ways to do these things, but definitely some things I can do sooner than later for little to no cost to me, and something I definitely want to make a priority in the near future. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this wasn't too boring. I definitely appreciate any comments or suggestions or response videos. And as always, feel free to rate, comment, and or subscribe if you have not already. There are plenty more knife making and related videos to come in the future, and a lot of things in the works. So definitely stay tuned, and thanks for watching.